Good afternoon, participants. Today we are gathered here for a small webinar talk on holistic. Good afternoon, participants. Today on holistic education as per the direction of AICTE on completion of 1 year of new education policy 2020. The small events for the entire week has already been scheduled by AICT, and we will try to cover as much topics as we could during the entire time span till 10th of August. Today's topic for the session is holistic education, which will be conducted by Mr. Debashis Mitra, Assistant Professor in Government Engineering College, Daman, Department of Humanities and Social Science. Without doing much, I would like to request Mr. Debashis Mitra to start to initiate the talk on holistic education. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Today we are going to have the topic holistic development, and regarding whenever we think about holistic development, I hope many of you are from different semesters of our institute, and what we need to understand at the first place is to know what is holistic education by and large, because what is holistic education? Uh, we can't have the access to the interactive sessions with students. So I'm not in a position to ask questions in this platform. But anyway, I will try to create interactive atmosphere even within this platform. That is, holistic education is something where something holy will develop. No, nothing like that. Here, holistic means some fruitful or productive will happen. Just a second. Yeah. So at our childhood times, we used to look around different subjects and opt for different subjects. Doesn't matter what kind of subjects you were offered at your childhood days, whether it has been taken by you yourself, or it has been dumped on you by your caregivers. So now we came to know already, about many disciplines. Like you belong, some of you belong to civil disciplines, some of you belong to mechanical disciplines, some of you belong to different disciplines. So we have specific disciplines, right? Now nowadays, and at the blessing of new education policy 2021, even after its completion of 1 year, we have been blessed with many schemes, many programs, and definitely those programs are going to be launched. And definitely the coming students will be benefited from different levels. There will be no, uh, hard separation between the subjects. We see that people who like fine arts don't like technical subjects, and people who like technical subjects don't like liberal arts or architecture or literature. So this separation is always popular over a long period of time, since time immemorial. But now, with the help of NEP, it has been our great attempt to assimilate the subjects, to mix the subjects up with another subject. They will not look familiar. The subjects will not look familiar. Art students may take up technical subjects. Technical students may take up many other subjects from fine arts, from liberal arts, from many other subjects of ethics and many other branches. So there is no such specific discipline. Now, what we have in today's time is a number of discipline at a time. So we say interdiscipline. Now, even having interdiscipline is not also enough, because whatever we see, if there is a similarity, then we enjoy interdisciplinarity. Otherwise, we do not entertain any such interdisciplinarity in our academics. So that results into different understandings, different aspects. So NEP has come with some concepts, some ideas. NEP has started talking about multidisciplines, that apparently at the first place it will not at all look similar subject. It will not look at it will not appear to be very similar or very close to one another. Rather, it will appear very different, but still you will be allowed, you will be able to access the subjects of difference. Maybe art student may opt for one subject from fine arts, one subject from commerce, one subject from technical background. So there is a kind of collage, you can say, that is ushering in the coming education by the hand of NEP, New Education Policy. And I have tried to make some points. Maybe it may be of help to you. That is, now what is happening over the concept of education is that the NEP is proposing to educate not only the mind but also the body, not only the individual but also the collective, not only the society but also the self. Okay, so not only the reason but also the emotion, because maybe I might have mentioned this in some of my class, like emotional intelligence. At the very first class of this subject, I always try to talk about that, is emotion intelligent at all, because these two words sound very different from one to another. Right, yeah, emotion is not at all considered as logical. It is considered very illogical, but it's a nonsensical idea. Emotion has its own flow, emotion has its own spontaneity, and has its own valid logic, because emotion is something that gives a positive vibe in your mind, that directs you to make decision or to make action. So yes, emotion is intelligent in its own right, and there is a long discussion. It may lead us into long hours of discussion about types, terms, kinds, analysis, and all those things will come. It has a different discipline. Emotional intelligence is a different discipline, as we do, like professional ethics or technical communication or organizational behavior, whatever subjects that you read in our institute. Okay, what is the point that comes over here is the multidisciplinarity, and this multidisciplinarity is very relevant today in today's complexity of business affairs, in today's new education. Okay, now we should understand the meaning of new. What is new in new education policy? That is what we need to pinpoint first of all. Okay, then we can definitely understand first we need to understand what is new in new education, and the rest will follow. Right. Now, I can share one point with those students who have studied organizational behavior in my class. That organizational behavior talks about different types of values, human values, definitely. And what is value? There is a very interesting difference between value and price. Okay, and it's not possible. I don't find any such expression or any such word that can comprehend the meaning of price and value. In English, it is value and price, but it will mean more if we use Hindi word. The price stands for kimat and value stands for ahmiyat. When I say these two words in Hindi, it creates a different sense. Okay, so value reaches into another dimension, and value can be experienced from different levels. Okay, if you are a bookworm, it can give another kind of value to you. If you are a traveler, you like to tour different places, then experience by traveling can give another value. So values are there. Okay, now, it is not something that 21st century new education policy has given birth. No, no. There is a lot of existing material and information in our Indian history, in our Indian culture. 21st century new education policy actually has come with a proposal to deal with new ways of learning. It's not something that is changing something. No, human beings will remain human beings. Human emotions will remain human emotions. But what is that? The way we dealt with yesterday is not the way we are proposing now. Okay, so the a way of negotiating learning and education definitely involves many changes through the help of new education policy. Okay, now I can give an example like if you want to date back to Indian history in the ancient time of Indian culture, truth, beauty, godliness, satyam, shivam, sundaram, and so many anecdotes, so many analogies already existed. But it was unfortunate for us that we are not able to bring those importance of the tradition back at this 21st century. But thanks to new education policy who has um, rigorously exercised over the importance of Indian culture and tradition, and tries to put forth this tradition in a very new mode of way, in a digital mode of way. Why NEP is so much the need of the hour, because we are living in a 21st century, right? So many changes happened, isn't it? Many changes happened. Uh, the nature of reading has changed. The nature of writing has changed. People no longer uses pen pencil on the notebook for regular works. The nature of writing has changed. The nature of reading has changed. You have automated inbuilt voice speaker that will read for you. Okay, and many other inbuilt configurations in digital forms are accessible for all of us. You can get everything at the click of a mouse. The whole world at be your command with just a click of a mouse. So, why is it possible? Because in the 21st century, the nature of life has changed completely. The nature of existence has changed completely, isn't it? Uh, Now, some points can be made what actually NEP talks about. NEP, first of all, is not trying to replace traditional education and bringing modern education. That is not the point here. The point is that NEP is trying to propose a new mode of education in which you will be able to understand the importance of tradition as well as the sense of modernity, the how to become modern, how to cope up with the changes that are happening with us. And let me tell you one thing, that we are always talking about modern techniques, modern tools, modern ways of understanding, modern education. Okay, so we must be aware the difference between modern and Western. Okay, it is popular belief that whatever we think is Western, not modern. Okay, take up anything that we consider modern is not quite modern, maybe. Rather, it is just a product of Western. So we are trying to westernize things and say it modern. But modern is something that breaks away from traditional ways of realizing, understanding, perceptualizing life, right? So that is what we need to keep in mind. That sense of modernity comes with a point of departure from past time. So that is what NEP is proposing for the students. Basically, it will start in the school education, then it will reach into higher levels. Now, there is much to say, but when I have been told that I have to talk about this topic, holistic development, so I was thinking on some ideas that can be useful for you, and maybe in some of the semesters I might have already shared between, since all of you belong to technical background, and yeah, and we are human beings, right? And we deal with machines. So now I touched upon this issue some months back. The issue entitled post-humanism. Post-human, we are no longer human. Actually, this is not what I am referring. No, this is something. It's a general established movement that happened in 20 in the mid century, yeah, middle of the 20th century, and in the earlier periods of 21st century, it is mushrooming very rapidly. Because and what post-humanism is all about. Before I talk about post-humanism, uh, let me say what is human. We are we try to be human because there are many myths, many fables, many parables. If we take up any text from Indian origin, Indian culture, Indian history, then we can see we always try to be human. Okay, because there is always struggle to be human. So it becomes a crucial question: what is a human? Because we have many identities, we have many personalities, and it has been proved also. Okay, what has been imagined many centuries back are proved to be true in today's time. Okay, so many points are there, right? Now, as I was talking about the integration of tradition and modernity, that we need to keep in mind. I always, try to make the students understand that we should think that yes, NEP has come with a great deal of modern education, but that does not necessarily, eradicate traditional education. A traditional education is already there as okay, in different new educational policies. Okay, maybe we can take up Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat, in which the integrity of nationality has been restored in different through different schemes and different programs, and most probably in the coming days there will be a new gaming app of Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat, and in which different many that will be a digitalized gaming app in which students and many students of all over the world can download the app and can play, and there will be a lot of questions. Okay, and there will be also selection of the language. If you are not able in English language, then there will be already inbuilt translated languages of the same questions, so you can definitely enjoy playing the questions, or I should say learning the questions. Okay, or rather, I better to say, you would be playing with the education in a holistic way. So that's one of the form of modern education. See, so the platform has changed, but the questions that you are going to receive are from Indian tradition, uh, from Indian culture. Okay, so uh, now some other concluding points that I can share with you, that is ATCS has provided four categories of 21st century skills, right? And this four categories of 21st century skills. One is ways of thinking, another is ways of working, and then tools for working, and skills for living in the world. Okay, so these are the four categories. So see, the mode has changed, the uh, format has changed, not the essence. The essence remains essential. Okay, but the mode, the nature has changed, and it is necessary to change the nature, because the change of the nature of life itself has changed. Okay, from different levels on different platforms, that we need to acclimatize, that we need to accommodate, so that we can keep pace with the fast ranging time in today's life. Okay, now I was, trying to build some point of view over the concept of human and machine, and whoever are interested, definitely take a look at post-humanism at different sites. You can Google it, and you can get many informations about it. But we should know that what is human. First of all, it was God-centered universe. Then it was replaced by the, geocentric, and then it has been replaced by, anthropocentric world it has become. And now this concept, that concept is very new, it's very recent concept. People are working on it. It has not been launched in academic curriculum, rather by, many researches are going on about this. Maybe in future some ideas can be contributed, but it is a great work, and it this is a kind of work which has come, and people from, students or scholars from different disciplines can work on it. Doesn't mean that you have to belong to fine arts or liberal arts. If you belong to a technical background, you can also work upon it, because these ideas, the question of human, is interpreted from different angles. Because if somebody is working on genetic engineering, for example, so that candidate also can work with this issue and read in the light of genetic engineering. He can, or she can read post-humanism in the light of genetic engineering, or even you can take up biomedics. Biomedics also can be one of the tool to analyze different ways of post-humanism. Okay, so post-humanism doesn't have any singular answer, because it has multiple answers. It has unexpected multiple answers, as life has to offer. Okay, so that is the point that we need to rethink over time. So yes, and if we look at this concept, this line of thought, if we continue this line of thought, then what is happening over in this case, that merging of human and machine. Okay, the question that should come in our mind, that we machinized humans or humanized machines? Okay, I'm repeating it once again. Are we mechanized humans, or machinized humans, or humanized machines? Because both are existing in today's time, isn't it? I have given the example of Sophia in Saudi Arab, isn't you must remember it, and many other cinematic narratives also contribute to these robotic concepts. Uh, mm, Robots, artificial intelligence inbuilt voice speakers are there. Okay, now I also gave many examples and references from different movies that also feature this concept at a greater detail, because machines are sometimes overpowering the human power, and human power is also taking charge of machines. But it has become a crucial question. Before 10 years or 20 years, it was not such a crucial question. Human beings were very confident about taking charge of the machines they can control. But nowadays machines are something that has the potential to overpower human minds as well. So it was not so simple in the ancient time, or in the middle age, in the developing time, and in this advanced technological reality. Before we used to think about that uh, human beings are at the center stage of the universe. Okay, but again we tried to negotiate that human beings, there is also non-human beings, but we all remove many other species from this universe. As we are one of the species. Okay, there is another concept like say speciesism. Okay, so we have become a speciesist because we are human. We only respect human. We do not protect animal, or we do not protect nature, because animal is not human, nature is not human. So we are human. We are always at a hegemonic position. We are always at a higher position. So that concept, that hierarchy has changed, and this concept speciesism you know talks about that there should be a mutual relationship between non-human, organic, and non-organic objects and matters. So these concepts, the point is that you have to be mutual. Okay, human beings can uh, be vibrant, can be evergreen, can be existing if there is the sustenance of nature, if there is a preservation of animal world. Each species cross fertilize each other. Okay, if there is no animal, if there is no nature, human beings can't exist, and the vice versa. Okay, so this cross fertilization should continue, and to continue this process of cross fertilization over culture, over nature, over life, human beings has to take a mutual position with other species. Then that will be more helpful. So why I am referring all these points? Because all these points are something that deal with tradition plus modernity, that deal with the importance of what we have and the aspirations that we intend to get in future. So I would like to conclude with this remark that now we should talk about multidisciplinarity, we should talk about transdisciplinarity. Many subjects are there, like astrophysics, like uh, you know many quantum theory, with many other ethical subjects, and physics with fine arts. Okay, many subjects are there that transcends into different dimensions, and research is going on about all these things. There is a one of the research archive Shodh Ganga, in that you can find some topics that interests you. So you may find some updated research works in that site. And there are many others also. And then I talked about human values, that values are something that we experience all the time. Values is not something that you can define. Okay, it's a great deal of experience that you achieve. It cannot be achieved through commerce. It can be achieved only through experience. It always completes with its gradual development, and this gradual development is also subject to changes. Okay, then I talked about the mixture, the integration of tradition and modernity, the assimilation and tradition and integration of tradition and modernity, the old and the new. the higher and the lower. And the hierarchy should not be maintained. The point is to have a mutual, cosmopolitan, generous species world instead of being speciesist. Okay, this much, and with this, I would conclude my talk, and I hope it would be of help to the students. And definitely, if any question comes, then I would try to answer that. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Devashish sir, for the wonderful speech on holistic education. There are a couple of questions from the audience which I would like to answer, which I would like to ask. And the
Yes,
very
sir.
first question is, according to you, which kind of new education learning will change the perspective of understanding any subject?
Yeah, actually, the answer has been already. I have given all this answer already during the course of my lecture. That according to you, which kind of new education learning will change the perspective? I am very much optimistic actually about the interdisciplinarity of the subjects. As I came to know, I am also trying to learn from the AICT, lectures and all, where I can understand that this they are definitely are talking about the merging of the subjects like fine arts with IT, liberal arts with mathematics. Okay, so I don't know how that can be merged, but as we know, that at the end of the subject's point of view, philosophy becomes one. Maybe that this multidisciplinarity and fluid nature of education will be more fruitful for the students.
Thank you, sir. The another question is, if emotion is an intelligent behavior, why does it has no impact in the development of economic sector?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, by the way, because emotions is always considered to be illogical. But if we consider emotion illogical, but if we see 21st century illness, most of the health problems are related to psychological aspects. Okay, and emotion, I don't know actually. I don't have much knowledge regarding this. I may have to look up again. But I can say that emotion is the intelligent behavior. Actually, emotion has its some intelligence. Laughter has its importance. Has its importance. Anger is one of the core elements of human body mind, so it has its impact definitely. But maybe in the future time, because in there are two pictures that are available right now in today's market, in today's business world, in today's academics, right? That education is taken care, because so many programs have been offered, like professional ethics investigates the ethical concern. Okay, organizational behavior deals with a sense of organizationality in the behavior, and many other subjects. As I mentioned, emotional intelligence, Jyoti, it is not enlisted in our syllabi, but it has been enlisted in other institutes all over the country. So it also has its own importance. So yeah, maybe in future emotional intelligence will be taken seriously, and it also can impact in the development of finance.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. The next question is, in this difficult time, how can we implement the new education system?
Yeah, actually, I can't have any definite answer to this question because AICTE NEP itself doesn't have any definite answer till now, but they are working hard to come out with different schemes which can be useful for the students, and many proposals have been made, many trials have been thought of. So definitely something change, definitely some drastic dramatic change is coming, and that will definitely change the school education at the first place, and students will feel more liberal about their career, definitely unlike before.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
As okay, so thank you, Mr. Debashis, sir, for giving a speech on holistic education on the occasion of completion of new education policy 1 year. So okay, another question has popped up. What will be the impact of this new education policy?
Yeah, I can't be futuristic, uh, but we are optimistic, we are positive, to we are ready to accept the response to it. Actually, yeah, impact of this new education policy, we can't we can't imagine like this. That will be applied, students will experience those courses. My concept may not be sufficient to give this answer. This question needs some years, need some experience of the students when they will go through the course, and their experience, their records, their marks, their importance, their feedbacks will be more important. But what we can conceptualize is a better way of education which NEP offers. So this much I can definitely aspire for from NEP.
Okay, another question is what would be the major mindset change due to holistic approach of education system?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and that definitely mindset will change because uh, we are very stereotyped at multiple levels. Okay, because as I have given the reference of human and post-human. So why did I refer to this concept? By I think Rohan, if you go through this concept, I have already mentioned before. If you go through this concept, you will come to know the kind of importance of the mutual relationship that it offers. That post-humanist thinkers never talk about human beings are greater. No, they are considering human beings as one of the species like other species. Every species are very important, and both all the species are cross fertilizing each other, as I mentioned in the lecture. So yes, your question is what would be the major mindset change. Definitely major changes will happen in the mindset, and also some question came like emotion. What is there will be new importance to emotion, because people didn't talk about professional ethics, organizational behavior, or emotional intelligence. Okay, if you look at the picture before 10 years or 20 years, but right now people are looking for these aspects, these personalities, and definitely that will be more holistic. Okay, and maybe I think I feel very optimistic when the subjects will be merged, when there will be the gap will be less, that I don't know those fine arts, liberal arts. Okay, I belong to technical background, or I belong to technical arts, I don't understand all those stuff of technical background. This gap can be you know uh, mm, soothed, this gap can be bridged, and more interdisciplinary work can be possible. So this much, I think, is something that I look for in future.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, as of now, let's conclude the today's session for holistic education as per the directions of AICTE on new education policy 2020. Thank you very much for actively participating, actively attending this session. I hope your coordination in the coming sessions also. Thank you very much. Thank you.